Hi everybody, Yogi here, doing well. Okay, I'm fibbing. I'm doing all right. I hope you are doing well. We had a great stretch of weather. It was like, 70s, 80s, sunshine. It was like Groundhog Day for like 3.5 weeks. Yesterday, in the 40s and rain. And today it's not too bad. 50. It says on my car thermometer it's 50 at 8:08 in the morning. It's 50 degrees at 8:08 in the morning on WQUU. Coming up next, we got some new Metallica from 72 Seasons. This one's called... Just kidding. So, yesterday was a rough one for me. My youngest son graduated from high school, so congratulations, Aaron. Great job. However, anxiety and a full high school auditorium or gym. You know how you're supposed to be, quiet until all the kids have been handed their diplomas and stuff. Well, we just happen to have a group right next to us that multiple occasions screamed their heads off. We're pretty chattery throughout the whole presentation, and unfortunately, they have speakers set up in the rafters all over, the gymnasium, but for some reason they did not have the sound turned up very loud at all, so it was hard to hear the commencement speakers. It was really hard to hear much of anything, and when you have people next to you when you're trying to listen who are being disrespectful and rude and talking and screaming, and so yeah, and plus with my anxiety, to be honest, it was about hour and 40-minute presentation, and it felt like an hour and 40 minutes of hell. Really, it was horrible. Well, you're so used to doing everything before. You have two worlds now. You have pre-anxiety and now post-anxiety. I've been listening to audiobooks. I've been watching a lot of things about anxiety. I've been listening to podcasts about anxiety, and I'm not trying to take away or be disrespectful from any of the people I'm listening to, but it just seems a lot. They make it seem so easy. You can overcome anxiety. Here's what you have to do. Yeah, well, it's not that easy. I mean, pre-anxiety me wouldn't I had a problem in the world going into that gymnasium, but the thoughts started creeping in. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, folks. I cried my head off after walking out of there. We were supposed to meet our son in the cafeteria, and then he was supposed to go to his home base and get his diploma. I had to get out of there. My wife followed me, and I broke down. I wasn't trying to why me, but it was just a horrible experience. It was my son graduating, and I should have been happy and proud, and I was. But it was very, very difficult because it was something that I had not experienced post having anxiety. So, I've been to places where, like in Florida, I was at like Disney Springs. I was at places where it was busy and there were a lot of people, but we were constantly moving. We weren't sitting. And, you're sitting on those benches, those high school benches, those ain't comfortable. And you're sitting on those for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm proud of my son, and I guess I chalk it up as a small victory. One little victory, because I did stay through the whole event. There were dozens of times I wanted to get up and get the hell out of there, but I didn't. I was trying to overcome that anxiety and fear. It was difficult. It was really, really difficult. So that out of the way, I've been having some car issues. I have to get some work done on my car. My car, for those of you who know, this is my business. I deliver. I DoorDash, Spark. I started doing this after the pandemic. Well, I was actually injured. I injured my arm at work, my upper arm and shoulder area. And I was pulled out of work by my doctor, and right after that, COVID hit. And the place I was working at shut down. They eventually reopened. I went through, took a couple steroid shots, had MRIs done, went through 4 weeks of work hardening to get my arm back into shape. And the company, at that point it was September, so all this happened in March. The arm happened in March. The plant closed for a little bit, and then they reopened and started doing things, bringing things back slowly. But by September, you know, to be honest, I became a liability to the company. They didn't want me back. Sent an email and said, you know, I've completed my work hardening. I can start on Monday. Should I start on Monday? And I was told that they still had no work for me, which whatever, okay. You know, you move on. So I did. I started door dashing. I actually make a lot more money than I did at my job that I was working at. So, but you know, with door dashing, your car is your business. You're putting on a ton of miles. You have to keep that car running because it is your business. So I have some stuff that I have to address with my car. I'm not going to be going very far because I'm having an issue with my car. I don't remember that light, but it's got like the lightning bolt light comes on, and then my traction, I'm having a traction, something to do with my traction. I can tell you right now what the mechanic I talked to said. So I'm having an issue with my throttle body has to be replaced. My rear toe link arms have to be replaced. Front pads and rotors have to be replaced. They're not as important as the first two things I had mentioned, but they have to be replaced as well. Tires, I have to get new tires on my car. I had just gotten tires 2 years ago, but again, you're driving all the time and putting miles on, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, you know, so even the best tires aren't going to hold up in those kind of conditions when you're driving all the time. So those are things I have to get done on my car, hopefully within the next month. So we're going to hit the road and try to find some stuff to film. Got me something for breakfast. Haven't had one of these in a while. Sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle from McDonald's. Yum, yum. Washing it down with a Sprite. Delicious and refreshing. We are coming into Jackson, Wisconsin. I have filmed some stuff here in Jackson before, but I really didn't tell you much about it. It has a population of 7,200. This is an estimate for 2020. The first white settlers arrived in Jackson in 1843. Jackson is named after former President Andrew Jackson, who apparently passed away several months earlier. So he passed away in 1845, and in 1846, January 21st, 1846, they named the town Jackson. It was originally known as Riceville, after an English misspelling of town founder Franz Rice's name. Interesting. Some of the earliest businesses in the community were cheese factories and creameries. Riceville incorporated as the village of Jackson in 1912, March 4th, 1912. The village population exploded between 1970 and 1975, growing from 561 people to 1,895. On July 17, 2012, a petroleum product pipeline spilled an estimated over 54,000 gallons of gasoline in the town of Jackson. 37 private wells were contaminated by the spill and ordered abandoned by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. That's crazy. So this is the downtown area of Jackson right here. They just this Highway 60, what I'm driving on right now, this was actually closed for I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months. If you could tell on the side there, sorry, the camera's kind of wonky. Trying to fix it here. Sorry, folks. If you notice in the middle here, they dug up the whole middle of the road and laid down new, I believe, sewage drainage. But if they were doing that kind of work, they probably, again, I don't decide these things, but you think they would have just repaved the whole section of road from side to side instead of just covering up the middle. And I don't know, apparently they thought maybe the road was in pretty good shape, so they thought, let's not do anything with it. But that was pretty much most of the downtown area of Jackson we just drove through. Unfortunately, no notable people are from Jackson. Not to disrespect Jackson, but couldn't find any. They just built a new fire/police department right over here on the right. Very nice building. And then you get out of Jackson and start heading on Highway 60. You will come into Grafton. And I have done an episode on Grafton. Probably featured it a couple times. Grafton was known as the one of the earlier places where blues was recorded. Paramount Recording Company. Coming up here on both sides of the road is the Jackson Marsh. It's the Jackson Marsh Wildlife Area. It's 2,312 acres. A lot of people come in here and deer hunt, pheasant hunt. Got Cedar Creek running right through here. Some people launch canoes, fish, all sorts of good stuff. A little creepy driving through here at night. One of the first episodes I ever shot was of this abandoned house. I don't know, probably my 4th or 5th episode. Can't really even see it anymore. It's all overgrown. You could kind of see the house a little bit. Probably not. I don't know. I did go inside just barely, but I was kind of hesitant because I was by myself. And I'm not one that likes to go into places like that by myself, just in case something happens and you're by yourself. Now this farm here is also abandoned, but it's private property. It's posted. It's really cool. I have seen cars here. I don't know if somebody actually lives in the house or not. It's possible. I don't know. But it's a very old rustic farmhouse. Very cool. This is located in the town of Jackson. There's a stable house there. Nice. I'm still in Jackson, but I am now at Hasmer Lake. A little lake. Not a big lake. The interesting thing about this lake, and I'm referring to a book of a friend of mine, Jane Ate the Couch. He wrote a book called Washington County Paranormal. Ooh, this thing rocks. Holy cow, does this thing rock. It's kind of creepy. There's been rumors that Hasmer Lake is bottomless. Again, I don't know for sure, but not a very big lake at all. But according to Janie at the Couch's book, back in the day, somebody who was trying to cross it with a buggy, horse and buggy, apparently went through the ice and was never found. So I guess there's reports or rumors, if you will, of Hasmer Lake being bottomless. You know, it almost makes me think, just by the shape of it, that it might have been a quarry at one point. I don't know. I tried to look up information on it. Very nice though, very peaceful. Got this nice little pier. Surprised nobody's out here fishing. So going by the 2010 census, the makeup of the village was 96.9% white, 0.5% African American, 0.2% Native American, 0.7% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, and 0.6% from other races. Hispanic or Latino were 2.2% of the population. Right over here is Highway P. And Highway 60 is right over there, right on the other side of that building there. So it can get pretty busy, pretty loud around here. But when it's not, this lake is very, very peaceful and calm. Sometimes you just need this peaceful, calm. And I forgot my sunglasses. Of course I did. I always look like I'm angry or scowling, but I'm not. I like this. I like the way the light's reflecting off the water right there. Little twinkle, 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 little sun. Twinkle, twinkle, little sun. I wonder if Hasmer Lake is bottomless, or how deep it really is. We have a really big lake. I took a lake, our largest inside lake is Lake Winnebago. And I did, a couple years back, I did a tour around Lake Winnebago, because it's really big. I mean, it's like 30 miles long, 10 miles wide. It's interesting because it's such a huge body of water, but it's not deep. I don't think it gets any deeper in any one point than like 35, 40 feet. And this is a huge lake. So this is Hasmer Lake. Lots of lily pads over here. No frogs though. I don't see no frogs. Just hear lots of birds. And a dump truck or a semi. Ooh, that's kind of cool right there. See underneath there? Jump in, Yogi. Heck no. Get tied up in those, you ain't coming back up. Come on, people. Don't be pigs. Pick up your stuff. Take it with you. Pack it in, pack it out. Can't tell if those are geese. Yeah, I think those are geese. Sticking their heads in the water. Doing a little feeding over there. Looks like the water level's kind of lowering. Well, we haven't had a whole lot of rain. Yesterday it rained. For most of the day it was kind of drizzly, just gloomy, crummy, but we haven't had a whole lot of rain in the last month. So I think that weather pattern's supposed to change this week and we're supposed to get some rain. So that'll be nice because the lawns need it, the lakes need it, the rivers need it. We used to swing on those weeping willow trees. All right, let's see what else we can find. Here's an old abandoned little house here. Overcome by weeds. I am actually, there's a property up ahead. So, thought I'd stop by and check this one out, as it's being slowly eaten away. by nature. Now up here a little ways was a house that I filmed recently, probably about a month and a half ago. That was abandoned. That house is gone. That house was right over here. It was right here. Right where these groves of trees are. Yep, that little plotch of land there. That was the house that abandoned house that I had filmed probably about a month and a half ago. Gone for redevelopment in Jackson. That's going to do it for this episode of Road Trips with Yogi. Please like, it's free. Share, it's free. Subscribe to my channel, that's free too. The trifecta of three. Of free. But it is three things. So 3, free. Works for me. See what I did there? I rhymed. Comments. Always love to hear your comments as long as they're not sassy ones. And I usually do respond with either a like or an actual comment. www.patreon.com/roadtripswithyogi. Those lovely people who pay to help support this channel, they get first dibs on these videos. They get 24 hours before I upload them to YouTube. So if you are looking to support a channel and would like to support this channel and you like what I do, go to Patreon, and there's different tiers, different payment options, and again there's bonus episodes, bonus content. There'll be contests, live streams once you get on there that you won't get on YouTube. So with that all being said, we got to see a couple things. You know, Jackson's not that far from West Bend, but again, I'm having car problems, folks, and I really don't want to drive too far for the time being, and hopefully I'll have them all taken care of for the next month or so. So, until the next episode, folks, I am Yogi. Be good to each other and be good to yourselves. Be good to yourself when nobody else will. Oh, be good to yourself. Hope I don't get copyright strike for that. I'm out of here. Little creepy cemetery. Little creepy Mayfield Cemetery. And a little self-serve produce wagon.